Hey, what is up, guys? How are we today? So, for today, we're going to be talking all about self esteem, and we're going to be sharing some tips, some tools on how you can actually start to focus on building, I suppose, a stronger, better connection with yourself and learn to start to love yourself more. So, for me, self esteem is something that I had to work on for a long, long time. And I think I kind of really related back to not being happy with my appearance, hating the skin I was in, hating who I was. And it took me a long, long time to actually get to overcome that kind of mental battle with myself to actually appreciate who I am. And also, as well, when I started to focus more on the exercise, obviously eating a lot better, that when my body started to change, I started to realize, holy shit, the impact in creating a healthy lifestyle has such a huge, I suppose, transformation, not for me just on the outside, but also on the inside and on my mind and on my mindset. So today I wanted to kind of really talk about some of the things that we can be doing today, some of the things that you can be doing today, some of the things that have helped me to kind of really kind of reframe my thinking towards myself. And so I know that when we want to kind of build up on our self-esteem, a lot of times we're going to have these mental battles with ourselves. A lot of times we look in the mirror and say, you know what, you're no good at this, or you're not good at that, or you're fat, you're ugly. And so we always can have this negative talk in the back of our mind that's kind of really kind of playing over and over. And when it starts to do that, it starts to create more of a picture of how we see ourselves. So we need to start reframing that, because at the end of the day, if we can't love ourselves and we can't accept who we are, we're always going to have this mental battle with ourselves. We're always going to have these struggles. We're always going to be kind of holding ourselves back from really moving forward. And so the kind of first thing I want to kind of focus on is, I suppose, a fixed mindset compared to a growth mindset. Now, a growth mindset is being able to accept where we are at right now, accepting our abilities, accepting our intelligence, and our talents, but knowing that we're able to move forward, so that we're not stuck here, we're not a tree, we're not just stuck in one position, we can't go anywhere. I know for me, back in kind of in my school days and stuff like that, that I really kind of struggled with this part, thinking that I was stupid in school, that I found it so hard to learn, I found it so hard to actually take stuff in and kind of remember it and stuff like that. So when we were given, I suppose when there was exams coming up, or having to read a book and then recite back stuff that we've learned in it, I'd remember none of it. It would go in one ear and out the other. Like literally, I could be sitting down reading a book going, what the fuck am I just after reading? Do you know? And it's like I was starting to build up these beliefs in my head that I actually couldn't do something like that. I suppose, and thinking back now, it was because I just didn't enjoy it at all. And straight away, when I started to try and learn, or start to try and read some stuff, that I was putting up this wall in front of me anyway, so I might as well be looking at a blank page rather than actually reading something, because it wasn't really taking much in at all. But that's what a growth mindset is, knowing that no matter where you're at right now, that we have the ability to learn, to grow, to move forward, to go in any direction that we choose, as long as that we start to put in specific actions that would allow us to be able to learn, grow, and move forward. Now, a fixed mindset is someone that kind of sees our abilities, our talents, our intelligence as something that we just accept it. Okay, look, that's us, that's who I am. I hear this a lot as well in the gym, when people come and go, I'm just overweight. That's just me. That's who I am. I'm just unfit. That's just me. I'm just unhealthy. That's just me. So what we're doing is, straight away, we're just accepting where we're at right now and just saying, okay, no, that's okay. I'm just going to accept it. I'm just going to stay at that point. So we need to really, first of all, accepting where we're at now, but knowing we can move forward, and really telling ourselves that, you know what, when we move forward, we're going to really ramp it up a bit, and we're going to really say, you know what, I'm not happy where I'm at right now, but that's okay, but this is where I'm going. And that's where we got to get excited about. That's what's going to really boost up our motivation. That's what's really going to guide us, and have like having a light shining on our head, pointing us in the right direction. That's what we need to do. So just knowing as well that the words that we use as well can also impact our mindset. So knowing that when you're kind of in this growth mindset phase, that you know that, like, if you fail at something, you know that that's okay, I failed at it. What can I learn from it? Because now next time I'm going to see, I'm going to focus on moving forward a lot more from what I've just failed on, rather than failing at something and saying, I'm just shit at that, I can't do it. You'd hear that a lot from people as well, saying, oh, I'm no good at that. Do you know what? Like, we're not any good at anything when we first get started. Like, how good is somebody riding a bike for the first time? You get on a bike, you cycle, you fall over. You get back on, you cycle, you could fall over. But eventually you get it, and then you can do it without even thinking about it. As well as learning to walk. When we were learning to walk at the start, how many times does a child fall over? My little girl now, she'll be 2 now in a couple of months, but when she was starting to walk, she was falling over continuously all the time. But we'd help her back up, we'd encourage her, we'd support her, we'd help her move forward, and she'd get back up, and she'd get back up, and eventually she started walking, and now she's running around the place. She still falls over, but she gets back up. And that's really what we want to focus on, our own mindset with any of the areas that we really want to work on. Know that we're going to trip up, we're going to have setbacks, we're going to hit barriers along the way, but we can get back up again. We can start walking again. We can just continue to keep on learning and keep on getting better at stuff. And that's how we get better at anything. And obviously some people are better at others than at some stuff, and some people pick it up a lot faster, but that's okay as well, because we really need to focus on, first of all, where we want to go, and know that, right, we can learn how to get there. Just the same as, I suppose, as well, for me, kind of focusing on my own self-esteem and building up confidence and stuff like that. Even speaking in front of people, I was shitting it to do it. Even speaking in front of 2 people, I used to get really bad social anxiety, get sweats, and I just feel so uncomfortable. I just want to get out of there. But I pushed myself into doing it, even kind of doing these videos as well. This was something that, going back a good few years, I would not have done. I'd be shitting it to do it. But I've kind of spoken in front of stages, I've ran seminars, I've done talks, and it took me a while to get there. I had to do it over and over again. Like, I still get fears when I go up and do it. If I stood in front of 5 or 6 people now, I'd still get a bit of butterflies, might get a bit of a shakes and stuff like that. But you know what? I've done it before, and I know that every time I do, it's going to help me improve. So I just got to keep doing it over and over and over again, because I know I'm going to start getting better at this stuff. So that's what I really want to try and focus on, in helping me progress, helping me move forward with that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the fixed and growth mindset, just really knowing that where you're at now doesn't have to be where you need to stay. Know that you can flourish, you can move forward, you can grow, you can learn, and you will get there if you're persistent at it, and if you start to take the proper steps in helping you move forward. So to kind of go through a bit of an exercise for you guys that you can really start to focus on, and you can really start to take away with you today, is affirmations. So affirmations are basically the using specific words and phrases that will actually help create a positive impact in our own mindset and help us build up our own self-confidence towards ourselves. So an affirmation is, I suppose it's a phrase, it's something that you might start with, I am. So that you're actually directly speaking to yourself. You know, like you might say, I am confident, I have more self-esteem, and really kind of building on that then moving forward. So really kind of picking up the specific phrases. You might say, I'm confident, I'm happy, I'm fun, I can achieve anything, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm brave, I'm successful, I'm unstoppable. So what you do is you start to, the challenge I kind of have for you today, or the homework I have for you today, is really focusing on writing down some affirmations that can relate to you, and that also may scare you. So if you want to really focus on building your confidence and building your self-esteem, you can say, I am confident. And even though you may not believe that at this very moment, I still want you to write down, I am confident. And you might write down, I have amazing self-esteem, I love myself. So you want to write down these phrases related to you, and it may not be what you believe right now, but writing down these phrases is something that's going to help create this neurological pathway in your mind when you keep telling yourself these phrases, that will actually start to create a new belief within you. Now, your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's made up, right? So if you keep telling yourself something, eventually you're going to start to believe it. When you start to believe on something, you start to act towards it. So if you start to write down all these affirmations saying, I am confident, I love myself, I am amazing. And then each day, what I would like you to do is to read them out loud. So take a bit of time, write down 5 affirmations, right? Starting with I am. I am whatever you want to become. You want to write that down and write down I am whatever. So then you want to write that down and really kind of focus on those affirmations to help you build up your confidence towards you. So start with the phrase I am, write that down. You're going to write down 5 different ones, and then your homework is going to be to really focus on the next week or so is to read them out loud 5 times a day. So you do it once do it 5 times in the morning, and in the evening do it 5 times again, and preferably look in the mirror when you're doing it so you can actually speak directly to yourself. And as you start to do this, you'll actually really start to build up a new pattern within your mindset. You'll start to build up a new belief towards yourself that you can actually really start to focus on becoming that person you want to become, building up your confidence and building up your self-esteem towards you. You just have to remember that you are amazing. You do have the ability to be able to become anything you truly want to be able to become. So you just got to stay focused with it, stay on track, and really kind of know that amazing things can start to happen for you as long as you start to take the correct procedure, take the correct steps, and knowing that it's all ahead of you. So again, guys, thanks so much for jumping on today, and I'll catch you on the next episode.